Go ahead, make him. Must be planning some kind of deception, devious plot. Just your house.
Oh,
That's where I was coming from.
some people would call that stage 5.
You all ready? It's something else.
Okay.
First 2024. Nice place, folks.
Tim told me you were coming.
Yeah.
I was going to try to attend, but I was...
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How you doing? Ellen Conroy, would you mind leading us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Roll call?
Blankenship. Joseph. Here. Gensler.
Here.
Steiner.
Here.
Godwin.
Here.
Clackler.
Here.
Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
One quick thing. Did you want to?
Oh,
do a
yes,
motion
thank you
for
very
the-
much. Do we have a motion to acknowledge Ross's Blankenship's absence as an excused or unexcused absence? We started doing this last meeting, Matt. You weren't here.
I don't know, but I think we really, before we start, my motion to continue this kind of stuff, we really need to decide, put it into our practices. It's not written into our code. It's not, just because other municipalities do it doesn't mean we have to do it.
I think last meeting, Seth, you'd stated it was a good idea and you looked in some stuff on it.
Yeah, so since the last meeting, I discussed the matter with Marshall. Our office's general opinion is that it creates a good record of whether or not somebody's absence is or is not approved in case somebody has those 3 unexcused absences in the future. So generally, council's practice is not to take action on somebody's unexcused absences. But if council were in the future to take action on unexcused absences, it just makes everything clear.
My point is, according to our code, do we
Yes.
have the authority to excuse or unexcuse a council person absent? I don't remember ever seeing that in our code anywhere.
Yeah, our opinion is just generally it's more of a procedural matter.
Mhm.
So you could continue to do things as they're being done, but this would really clean it up if this is something you would like to do.
Okay.
But it's because it's so procedural, it doesn't have to be codified in any way.
Okay.
It just airs out the room a bit.
Just as long as we're covered in doing it. And like if there was any question, well, you started doing this and it's not in our code, can there be something from that end is my concern.
Right.
All right.
I think some of it too is some elected officials. So, if it's a volunteer board, boards have been on, if you miss so many meetings, you're just let off the board, right? But I don't think you can do that in an elected position.
No.
I think our county ordinance say that you can.
Okay.
Yes, you
It is
can.
in there.
Really?
Yeah. Is it 3 or 4?
3 meetings in a row.
in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like last meeting, we.
Sounds like I qualify.
Not being keeping track, you're still good.
Okay.
They excused you last meeting,
Yes,
buddy.
you were excused.
Turn luck. I'm not making a motion. I haven't been here.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion to excuse or not to excuse?
Motion to excuse.
Okay. All right, do we have a second?
Do we know a reason?
He's not contacted me.
See, that's the
I
thing.
mean, in general, I would report to you where
Right.
I'm at before the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's another thing. I mean, typically, if a council person is going to be absent or whatever, they reach out to president of council and let them know that they're not going to be here. You don't have to in the past, we used to reach out to all council members, but I don't think that's necessary, as long as you reach out to president of council. But
Usually, I know you guys have been pretty good about letting me know if you're not gonna be here in this case. There wasn't I have not had any contact, so I did not know.
I hate not to excuse it, like if you had a health emergency, but it's kind of hard for just,
I think we should mull this over a little bit before we decide.
Okay. We can bring it up later. Let's put that on hold. Motion for approval of minutes?
So moved.
but there was a motion.
Well, there was a motion. There was no second, though.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moved, Jan, made a motion to approve the minutes. We have a second.
I'll
Thank
second.
you. Any comments, additions, deletions? Okay, call for the vote.
Joseph,
Aye.
Dinsmore,
Aye.
Steiner,
Abstain.
Godwin,
Aye.
Blackwood,
Aye.
Solicitor, motion passes. Solicitor monthly report?
So, I believe at this point, most of the legal review requests have been addressed. If there's anything outstanding, let's talk at the end of the meeting. I know there's one or two things that we still have pending, like we were discussing outside. As far as record requests, a couple meetings ago, I mentioned that a record request had been renewed and broadened. On Thursday, I followed up with our email service provider, and I still haven't heard anything back. So if anybody else has any way to contact them,
I'll give
I
you a
would,
call to find out what's going on.
I would love that. And then if anybody else could send me anything responsive, just let me know.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Any questions, comments for our solicitor? Police monthly report. Welcome to our meeting.
Good to be here. For the month of September, we had 67 business checks, 2 domestic incidents, 23 traffic stops, 13 traffic citations, 1 reported suspicious person, 2 reported suspicious vehicles, 27 extra patrols. September 5th, our department responded to 7718 South 6th Avenue for an unwanted person. After further investigation, the male was confirmed to have a felony warrant for probation violation. Regarding domestic violence, the male was arrested and turned over to the Summit County Sheriff's Office. On September 11th at approximately 7:44 p.m., one of our officers observed a green dirt bike riding on Hickory with no plate, and it improperly passed another vehicle. The officer attempted to stop the dirt bike. The dirt bike failed to stop, causing a pursuit to ensue. The pursuit was terminated at Taylor Road and Edwards Road when the dirt bike left our jurisdiction. September 17th, a set of keys were found down at the Clinton Apple Fest. They were given to the Clinton Fire Department. One of our officers went and picked up those keys. So if anybody calls about keys being lost, we have them at our police department. September 18th at approximately 12:52 p.m., our department responded to 7709 North 5th Avenue for an unwanted person. Our department arrived on scene and concerned the subject had a warrant for criminal trespass that was stemming from a similar incident a few months ago at this exact address. The subject was arrested on that warrant and taken to Barberton Court. After seeing the judge, he was then taken to Summit County Jail. September 19th, our department responded to Luna Lake for an unwanted person. The person was identified and placed on the trespass board, and he was given a courtesy ride by our department. September 22nd, approximately 1:03 in the morning, our department responded to 2685 West Comet for a domestic. The male was placed under arrest for domestic violence and taken to Summit County Jail. And on September 24th, around 9:12 p.m., our department responded to Hillside for a subject screaming in their trailer. After further investigation, the subject was suffering from a mental crisis, and they were transported to Barberton Hospital via emergency admission.
All right, thank you. Does anybody have any questions, comments for Sergeant Zambelli? Thank you very much.
No problem.
Fire Chief monthly report.
For the month of September, we had 25 total calls, 5 fire, 20 EMS related. We did do 2 trainings. One was provided by SUMA, one was provided by a third-party company that did electrical vehicle fires. Out of those 25 calls, we did 6 mutual aid calls. 4 of them to Chippewa Township and 2 of them to Canal Fulton.
All right.
Is it unusual, Chief, not to have any with New Franklin?
Over the last couple months, we haven't run a whole lot with New Franklin.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Last meeting, you had brought a couple of applicants to
Yes.
our council that you were wanting us to consider, and it was a great idea to let them look that over for a few weeks. Is that something we'd like to address now or during the old business?
Committee chair was gonna take care of that.
Jan's gonna do it under her committee.
Okay,
I guess.
fantastic, okay. I just want to make sure they got addressed.
Okay, thank
But
you.
these come highly recommended by you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments for our fire chief? All right, you must have done a good job, nobody's asked questions. Street Commissioner monthly report, oh, there he is. You're not in your usual spot, Kevin.
So, last month, just, trying to finish up the rest of the roadside mowing, and some finishing, hopefully get rid of the grass so we can be done with that, and started, Shadow Lane here, we're finishing, or started that road project, so. That's about all I got.
Well, I tell you, I haven't been inside yet to see it, but I've driven past and seen the tarp over it. The tarp is being held up by a lot of salt, so that second salt bin has come in very handy. And also, I don't know, Shadow Lane has, 13 people living on it, but they has bumps every 20 feet. And that's been an annoyance for a number of years for people who live there. So thank you for addressing that. Thanking on behalf of all the people who live there. That's got to be awful drive up and down there. I think it's going to be fixed within next month.
You should have it fixed by the end of the week.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Any questions, comments for our street commissioner?
You gonna put speed bumps in there then?
Yeah, let's put speed bumps in. Reverse ones this time.
Kevin, somebody's smiling as if they live on that lane and are very happy about this. I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay, thank you very much. Zoning inspector written report, but you are here.
Thank you, Mayor. Over the past quarter, there were 2 high grass notices sent. One homeowner complied, the other did not, so we had to order our village contractors to go perform the work. Just to let everybody know, we haven't had to have that done in about 2 years. Leah, correct me if I'm wrong, we send a bill, the invoice, if it's not paid within 30 days, then we tack on another 100. If that ain't paid, then it goes on the tax duplicate.
Yep.
All right, thank you. For permits and planning, 7 permits in total. 4 were approved by myself, 3 were approved by the planning committee. To let you know about planning, we did have 1 meeting to discuss 3 lot splits and 3 lot consolidations. All of those were approved. I did submit a map if you turn the page, so the members that aren't on planning could kind of see what planning talks about and reviews. You'll see the top parcel is the old school right down here, and then the bottom is the old church. You see 3 triangles, A, B, C, D, and E. The left one and the right, or the left one and the middle one is the old school, and the triangle by E and F belongs to the church. So after both owners came and explained why they wanted to do this, the triangle to the right was approved. That's going to be added on to the school. And the one on the left and middle will be added onto the church, and you'll have a large triangle there for a parcel. What kind of triangle is that, Mayor?
One of them was on a isosceles triangle. Thank you. Actually, none of these look like it. I think someone else we were looking at had even sides. These do not match that definition.
All right.
I don't know what we were talking about that day.
And I just want to thank New Franklin on one of their calls that was explained by the sergeant. When they were arresting somebody, they did tow a camper, a junk camper that was in the yard. It's been there for many years. It took them, I think, 5-6 hours to get it out of there because it was sunk in the ground so much. So that's one more. That's all I have.
Okay, one thing I'd like to say, throughout this year, there's been people have been complaining about notices not being written, and the problem was not Jeff. The problem was that we did not have proper paperwork or the proper forms. So Jeff currently has those proper forms, and for anybody out there watching, if you have situations in your property that might be addressed by a zoning inspector, we have the forms, and you probably will be addressing those. So that is part of his job. I would like to make a comment on this lot split. Not this one in particular, but throughout the village, we have a lot of properties that some of your properties, the property line may go down the middle of the house. And so he's done a good job over the years of cleaning that up and turning those into one single property or dividing stuff where it's needed. And this is becoming a more common thing with one of the things he's doing that is really going to make it when you go to buy or sell your house or you're paying taxes, it's going to make it a lot cleaner for you, the homeowner. And thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mayor.
I would like to add also that if you look at what is on this page, and this takes a lot of time planning. For planning committee, Jeff makes all these up for the planning committee. Zoning, he does the same packets. He is contracted to work 4 hours a week, and then all the emails he answers, the phone calls, the extra meetings. So I think council really needs to be cognizant of it and appreciate his time, because this takes a lot. Just throwing that out there.
Well, thank you, Councilwoman. We're always busy, so
Yep.
just trying to keep moving on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Fiscal officer's report.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay, any questions, comments for our fiscal officer? All right, unfinished business.
Okay, if nobody else, I guess this is unfinished business. Prior council person, Conroy, that had been in contact with the Canal Fulton Library about a free library. And then when somehow the communication dropped off from them, and I found out during Apple Fest why that person no longer works at the library, and that kind of got left. Well, they picked it back up. They contacted me, and this young woman was really on fire for it. And I didn't want, because it's a lot of ink, I just made 2 copies for each side. So this here is the dimensions of the little library itself. The other picture was the Boy Scout that built it for them, went the extra mile and added a bench. Ours may or may not probably have the bench, but it would look like the photographed picture. You want to pass that down to the other council people.
Where is this going to be placed?
So I went out with Kevin, and we looked along the side here, and if we put it like right on the corner of the green, it won't interfere with anything, but somebody could pull up in their car, they could pull in and park and access it. Maybe even grab the book and go sit on one of our benches that we already have out there and read the books. So,
So it's out here by the gazebo.
well, just on the side, yeah. Yep. Right, not next to right next to the driveway. So it's not interfering with the green at all, but it's access where they can be off the road and be able to pull up to it.
Will that be a Boy Scout project?
Yes, it's no cost to the village whatsoever. This is they actually have a Boy Scout troop already interested in building it, and then there's volunteers from the library that come and maintain them, and so we won't have to do anything to it but have the space for our residents to be able to use. So we talked at great length prior to this, and everybody was in agreement that we liked the idea at that time, but we wanted a picture as to what it was going to look like, so I got a picture.
So we need to make a motion for vote.
That's what I was going to do. unless you want to, go ahead. Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the free little library to be installed and maintained by the Canal Fulton Library to be this corner of the green. Second.
Any questions, comments? You know, what, I'd like to say a couple things about this. First of all, these free libraries have been popping up all over the place for a number of years now, and they seem to be a big hit, so it'd be nice to have one here in Clinton. As an added benefit, the Boy Scouts being part of building it, that is fantastic. We've got a number of projects the Eagle Scouts have done down at the park, and it'd be cool if, as we see more and more scouting activities and projects throughout our village. I think that'd be great. If there's nothing else, call for the vote.
Dunsmore.
Aye.
Steiner.
Aye.
Godwin.
Aye.
Piper.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
Motion passes. Any other unfinished business?
Dan?
We have, the applications for the two firemen that we, talked about last meeting, I think it was. Someone mentioned them last meeting.
Yep.
Well, this is their application. It's Joseph Kiefer and Jacob Oliver. Ollinger. So I make a motion that we, accept these applicants.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions, comments? Our fire chief is here. Anything you'd like to add to this?
Joseph is, he's been doing this for about 19 years. I work with him at Plain. He's a good individual. Bring a lot to the table. Jacob is younger. He just got out of PLCC's course. This will be his first fire job. So, it's good to get to both ends of the spectrum there.
Right.
Do we need to do these as separate, motions?
Does anybody have any reservation about either one that we may want to divide these by two? Okay. It's up to you. Doesn't sound like it.
Motion seconded, so move on.
Call for the vote.
Steiner.
Aye.
Godwin.
Aye.
Piper.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
Dunsmore.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Tell them I said welcome to our fire department. Okay. Any other unfinished business? Moving on, we have mayor's communications. I attended our mayor's meeting this last week. Get my weeks mixed up here. Anyways, they had a couple of speakers there. One person spoke on the outcome, we look at for the outcome of healthcare, depending on who gets elected. What I really, really liked about what he had to say is he did an unbiased report of what each candidate said and what their views have been historically and how they voted historically. He didn't give any preference to one or the other, just stated some facts. And since we have an election coming up, I asked, who are you guys going to vote for? Don't tell me. But do you look at an unbiased view of each candidate, of every candidate, and say, here's where they stand, where I stand, and do you look at it like that? I love the way he looked at that. I thought it was very good. And I didn't come away from there thinking good or bad about either one, but it's nice to have an honest assessment of each candidate. The other person in that meeting, Steve Kristen of Loomis Fiber. You might remember him from our last meeting. He spoke more in depth about what he'd like to do and bring fiber internet through the area. So that was very good, very interesting. And then on Thursday, I attended the State of the Zoo at the Akron Zoo. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but the Akron Zoo is the most visited attraction in Summit County. No place does people visit more than they visit the Akron Zoo. And I can understand that. I used to have season passes when my kids were younger. I miss that. If anybody has any kids that want me to take to the zoo, it's a great place to go. But that was pretty cool. And they gave us some inside information there, which I asked the question, how long will it stay inside? They're going to announce it in December. They said, well, technically, when you walk out of here, it's going to become public knowledge. But there's a couple attractions coming up next few years. Next year, we are going to be looking at something called Dino Trek, dinosaurs. Now, it's not gonna be like Jurassic Park, you don't worry about them eating you. I think it's just gonna be all animated or statues. But it looks pretty neat. But what they are gonna get in a couple of years, in real life, are giraffes. They're expanding the zoo for giraffes. One thing that I found fascinating about the zoo, that I did not know, is that so far, the current zoo as you see it now, is only covering about half the land they own. They still have a lot more to expand. And I did make a comment to one of the, a board member, I was sitting by a board member there, and I said, you know, Cleveland Zoo is a nice zoo. Every time I visit the Cleveland Zoo, I probably visit Akron Zoo about 10 times. So it's just the nature of it. I mean, Akron Zoo, you can still go there and spend a whole day there. There's enough attractions for everybody. And I think it's well worth it, and it's not spread out. It's really a nice, super nice zoo. I couldn't say enough about it. So that was pretty neat. Let's see. Next, I got a letter from, I get a newsletter from Elliott, our Summit County prosecutor. I still can't pronounce his name. You don't have a problem with that. But anyways, his article on the back of this is avoid texting scams, especially the elderly. This gets out of control here. The latest texting scam, a link to pay for your unused turnpike fees. You know, and a lot of people will just, okay, well, let me pay you now. They take your credit card, and you're not going to pay $2.99. They're going to try and pull everything out of that they can. So it's something about another of the many scams to look out for. The Summit Soil and Water had their annual meeting in the afternoon of September 26th. A couple things happened there. One, we got sometimes they have really interesting stuff. This was interesting, but I cannot relay it as well. You know, there's a difference between moths and butterflies, and he went the whole thing. This guy did fantastic photography. But I didn't run into somebody there I hadn't seen in a long time. Some of you might remember him. You guys remember David Whitehead? You might remember him. Mm-hmm. Okay. He was when I first moved to Clinton, he was on the Clinton Canal Society, which I was on also. And we were responsible for getting that canal, the towpath through as you currently see it. And we have been paid from the beginning, which is a cool thing. So, but he was on that committee also. So it's cool to run into him. And that is guardrail. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this, but you heard the guardrail is being handled is a power company. Any news on the guardrail? Okay. But she did call the power company. They are looking into it. So, our network downstairs, the move is half done right now. The hole's been drilled, the path's been run, cable's been run, and so he'll be back here tomorrow morning to finish up. And that is all that I have.
Did Summit Soil bring up did they bring up the fact that they're doing less of the, the gray water district that we're having to form? Did they talk about that and why they are trying to push that responsibility to the villages?
They didn't mention that.
Gee, I wonder why.
Thank you.
You know, I do have two more things that I would like to mention. October 3rd or October 10th, there's the Emergency Management 101 for elected official. I think Shapiro's office putting it on. I haven't decided if I can attend that one or not, but there's two avenues to go there if you're interested in going. And Friday, October 4th, the American Red Cross, they have a all hazards conference. This I have signed up to go to. It looks very interesting. And the reason why it looks very interesting is one of the highlights you're going to talk about the East Tap Palestine train derailment and the response. Now you may ask, how does that affect us? Well, we have trains that stop here for hours on end down there. I'm hoping you can talk to somebody about if there's anything we can do. We always run into dead ends on that, but I'm very happy to go fishing and see if I can find something more likable to what we can do for our village. With that, that is all I have. Let's move on to any questions or comments for anything I've said. Okay, moving on to council communications and council committee reports.
I did talk to Councilman Blankenship. He was asking me who does our website, like how do we do updates on that. I think Ellen was doing that. Who's
put like the minutes and stuff like that on there.
Okay, so can she put a link on there? So for efficiencies and for citizens, maybe we could make a link showing what street lights are out. And then we could keep a list for that. And then he would follow up with it.
But it's his job to go around and write them all down.
But different and wrong aren't the same. If a citizen wants to report it, let's give them a spot to do it.
Okay. Well, if they want to, but
There you go. It may or may not work, but I'm open to having a link there for them to report it.
well, we'll have to see if Luke can put one on there for him. Or
I think we can.
you can do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that we do have a forums page, and every once in a while I will get a, citizen does write in there to ask questions,
Sure.
and she directs it to me, and Sue would forward that to me. Sue gets them all, so she'll forward it to whoever. I don't know if you guys get them or not on occasion, but I do know that the people do look at our site. Oh, really?
It's all junk.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, there's spammers out there. There's automated programs that go through and just fill out
AI.
garbage. Yeah.
Maybe AI will start reporting our lights. That was it for me for council communication.
I had a meeting with the newspaper committee, the two other entities, Lawrence Township and Canal Fulton. Just talked about what we liked about what was happening, what we didn't like what was happening. We all decided this year's schedule was dictated by our printer, and it kind of really scrunched things together. It was like one after another. So we are going to go back to our original schedule, where the first issue will come out on February 1st, covering through the end of May. The second issue will come out on June 1st, covering through the end of September, and it's going back to true quarters. I don't have a cost yet. Postage has gone up even on bulk. So as soon as they come through with the whole cost, I'll either talk about it in committee as far as going forward. And I told them that I couldn't commit to next year until we had the numbers to look at and to see if that was going to be approved by council. So, but that should be happening soon, getting those numbers back from the printers.
Thank you very much. Any other communications or community reports? Okay. Citizen comments are next, and, they're unlimited special a day. Everybody signed up, gets unlimited time, but nobody signed up, so sorry. Maybe next time. Diane, I know you want, if you'd known that, right? If you'd only known. All right, resolutions and ordinances, I see nothing here. Has anything changed?
Nothing's changed.
New business. Nothing, okay?
No.
Council general discussion. I've had Caterpillar. I got this, they ask if it takes around and posts on social media. Caterpillar Fred or something, I don't know. I never do social media, so if anybody wants it, it's theirs.
Is it a school district kind of thing? I know.
Summit County Soil and Water Conservation District handed these out. I thought it was a lobster at first.
I was going to say it looks more like a crustacean.
Yeah, it's, comes up with this stuff. No, it looks very beautiful, in case you're watching. Okay, presentation of purchase orders and bills for approval.
Thank you, Mayor. This month, or this period, our total bills are $31,405.02. I'll highlight Maslin Asphalt Company. We had asphalt costs there. Some of the costs this period are for road repairs that we did in the last month. So that's some of the high costs. The other thing, I've missed the last couple meetings, but I wanted to point out our solicitor costs, and this mainly coming from public records requests. We had $5,000, $5,000, $7,000 bills for our lawyer. And again, that's coming from public records requests. The ones I hate most are the ones that come from within the village. If we could work with each other, talk to each other, we may avoid those situations of having to do public records requests. With that said, I'm looking for a motion for 31-405-02 to pay our current bills.
We have a motion.
I make the motion for the bills.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Okay, call for the vote.
Godwin,
Aye.
Heckler,
Aye.
Joseph,
Aye.
Getchmore, Steiner.
Aye.
Motion passes. Bills are paid. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.